Hey yo, what is up everyone? Sinister here, bringing you another Gamerversary video, and this time I'm covering 1943 Battle of Midway. This bad boy came out 35 years ago this month. Didn't have a specific date, but it just said June 1987, so we'll just go with that. So, anywho, Capcom's, this is like one of their shoot 'em ups. This is the sequel to 1942, which came out years earlier. This one was the one I remember the most because I seen it in the pizza shops back in the day. So, I'm going to dive right into it, like how fun this game is and my experience. But first, like for those in the back want to learn like what's the game all about. Well, yeah, get out your notebooks because it takes some notes. So, anyways, I want to give you a history lesson. 1943, the Battle of Midway is basically based off World War II. It's Battle of the Midway atolls. It's a battle between the USA and the Japanese forces. So basically, you play the Americans, you take on the Japanese. So, yeah, basically, you're this bomber plane, you taking out Japanese Zeros, bombers, carriers, you name it. You name it, whoever's shooting at you, those are your enemies. So, things like that. But, as I was saying, I played this in a pizza shop. I never seen it. I was like, wow, this game looks cool. So, I tried it out. I tried it out by myself. This game's pretty fun. It's been challenging at the same time because at first, I was still, trying to learn the game. But I got towards like the balls, but I, got killed and plus ran out of money. So anyhow, the second time, me and my buddy, we teamed up. We got a little further, got to the boss of the second save, and at the same time, we ran out of money. I was like, this game is really cool. Like, seeing how Capcom did the thing with their shoot 'em ups. It does get repetitious as you play them, but that's I was able to play this later on via emulation. Because, like I said, thanks to Main, I'm able to play this in Bad Boy again. I was able to finally beat it. I was like, man, this is cool. I was like, man, I never getting further in it this time, than I originally did in the arcade itself. Because, hey, you gotta pop in quarters to keep continuing. So, because basically playing arcade games is a form of gambling. So. Anywho, as for the graphics, graphically, it looks cool for its time. You basically, we got these planes, flying, overhead, and, you got the bombers, the ship-to carriers and stuff like that. But, like the destroyer, like the big, aircraft carriers, the destroyers, things like that. So, anyways, that's who you take out because, this each stage comes out like we got two Pacific, things because. Of course, you start off in the sky. You gotta take out all the sky forces like the Imperial Japanese. Then you gotta go down towards the ocean. Then you gotta take out the ships, the enemy ships. Because trust me, this is where the challenge really begins because it gets loud, it gets heavy, and it gets very congested because you got everybody coming at you. Because you got these skinny ships coming towards you, but they pack a lot of firepower. So you gotta be careful. And then there's one thing, like that fuel meter. That's your lifeline because if that bad boy runs out, game over. Better have some money on you because, you always gotta keep, close attention to that fuel line because, you can get power, just to keep refueling, but at the same time, those power ups, that's what saves you. My favorite is the three-way because, I like the way it spreads everywhere, covers your bases, enemies flying from every direction. But however, any of the power ups, they're only limited, so you got to use them wisely because you get those three ways, the shotguns, the shells, etc., etc. And you get a couple of specials along the way, but like I said, you got to be careful about using your special because use them when you really need it because those things are tied to your fuel line because the more you use it, the more you use up your fuel line. Plus, if you're playing with a buddy, it's going to hurt your buddy as well, so tread carefully. Basically, yeah. So when I was playing again, just capture the gameplay footage. I realized there were 16 stages to get through. I was like, man, it was really tough, getting through all 16 stages. But hey, I persevered, got towards the end, seeing the same enemies over and over because it's repetition. Because think about it, that's what they had at the time. You got to see the same enemies. The bosses are basically the same. Like I said, those huge carriers or those gigantic bombers. They all got different names, but they all look the same. As far as presentation wise, like the only like cutscenes you get is like, oh, they're still shots. Like it shows you like you know the bosses that you killed. Then it goes to the next stage to say it shows what you cleared. You know, then you move on to the next stage, start all over again. So yeah, finally, you know, got to the final stage, took up that last boss, and saw the ending for the first time. I was like, well, actually not the first time. I've seen the the ending before, but still, like, I had to go back through it again just for the footage sake. So, which is really cool and all. So, anyways, enough of me rambling on. I definitely want to hear your thoughts about it. If you played this back in the day, you know the business. Drop your comments down below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave me a like. So, anyways, this is Sinister. Be easy.